19 years ago today, I walked into that building behind me and picked up my GCSE results. Do you know how many times since that day, 19 years ago, those GCSE results have made an impact on my life? 0 times. Now, let's put a disclaimer out there right up front in this video. I'm not saying your GCSEs aren't important. Up until very recently, I was a teacher. I was very much spinning and selling the message that your GCSEs are incredibly important, and they are important. And if you spent the last year of your life studying really, really hard, doing everything you can to get the best results you can, I hope, genuinely hope, that you get the grades that you deserve today. However, if you didn't, say you worked really hard and didn't get the results you were hoping for, or say you just didn't really work very hard, genuinely, and it's important that this message hits home. Anyone who watched my A-level results video last week, it's a similar message. I think it's important enough to say it twice on the 2 different results days. But seriously, if you didn't get the results today that you hoped you were going to get, it is not the end of the world. All they do is present you with the options that you have for the next stage of your education. That is all these GCSE results are going to do for you. So let's say, and I had a conversation with a student last week. If you're watching, hello, you know I'm talking about you. But at the A-level results day last week, I had a conversation with a student, and I'm sure they won't mind me telling you. And if they do, I didn't identify them, so nah, I wasn't talking about you after all. But this student got AAB in their A-level results and was disappointed because they missed out on a 3rd A by not very much. And the conversation I had with them went a little bit like this: well done, AAB is a fantastic set of A-level results. Oh, I'm really disappointed. I should have got the 3rd A, I was really, really close. Oh, that's a shame, but still, AAB is a fantastic set of results. What did you need to get into uni? Oh, I needed Bs. So you just needed 3 Bs. You got 2 A's and a B. So you got into your uni place. Yeah. So what's the problem? Oh, I really wanted to get that A. My message for her, my message for everybody who's picking up their results today, everyone who's getting their results next year or got them last year or wherever else you might be on the educational journey, is those letters or numbers these days on that piece of paper that you might be about to be handed today or you might have received today, they are not important in and of themselves. All they do is give you your options for the next step of your life. If you want to go and do A-levels, as long as you got the grades to do your A-levels, then it doesn't matter if you smashed your GCSEs or just scraped through. If you want to go to college, do some kind of vocational qualification, get an apprentice, as long as you got the grades that you needed to be able to do that, then that's reason to celebrate. So if you didn't get all of your target grades, but you still managed to do what the next step on your journey was always planned to be, then that's a positive, that's a good result. Don't let anybody tell you you could have done better or you should have done better. If you can now move on and do the thing that you wanted to do next, the thing that you plan to do next, then that is a positive result no matter what anybody says to you. If, and this is going to be the situation for some people, and if it is, I'm sorry, but if you're not now able to do the thing that you wanted to do next, say you didn't quite get the GCSE grades you needed to get onto the college course that you wanted to do, or you didn't quite manage to get onto the A-levels that you wanted to do, or maybe you can't do A-levels at all now and you need to now explore apprenticeships or college or something along those lines, it's still not the end of the world. Seriously, it might feel it right now, it might feel like it's a complete disaster right now, but at 16 years old, when you pick up your GCSE results, nothing is permanent when it comes to these grades. If you didn't get the results you wanted to now, if it was that important to you to be able to do the next step on your educational journey, and that's the 2nd time I've said educational journey, I promise I won't say it a 3rd time because it's stupid. But if you didn't manage to get what you wanted to do and it really, really means that much to you and you're genuinely upset that you can't do that thing, use that disappointment to fire you up, to motivate you to just go and resit the subjects that you need to resit next year. There's no rule that says you can't go and redo a couple of GCSEs and just wait a year to do the thing that you really dream of doing. If your dream is to do, and having done it myself, it's a weird dream, but if your dream is to do maths A-level and you missed out on your maths GCSE score that you need to do maths A-level by a grade, firstly, if you're that passionate about it, talk to your teachers, they'll probably let you on anyway. But if they really, really, really won't, and you're really passionate that you want to do maths A-level, then redo Maths GCSE next year and do your Maths A-level a year late. There's nothing saying you can't do that. Don't let anybody try and talk you out of doing that. Schools will try. They want you in their sixth form or their post-16, whatever they might call it. They want you there now because they want the numbers, they want the funding. But if you want to go somewhere else, if you want to go to a local college or if you want to go to another school, redo some GCSEs and then move around again when it comes time to do your A-levels. If it's that important to you to do that subject that you wanted to do, then yes, you can redo it and you can still do that thing that you dreamed of doing. If it was never really that important to you anyway, if the only reason you wanted to do that subject was because it looked alright, looked like the best of the pretty miserable options that you got, or your mates are doing it, or your parents said it was a good idea, then this might all end up being a blessing in disguise. I consider my biggest educational failing to be a bit of a blessing in disguise because, as I mentioned on the A-level thing last week, I was supposed to be going to university aged 18 to do accounting and finance. But the A-level grades, although they were still just good enough to get on, they weren't as good as I hoped they would be, and in the end I didn't go. And now, 19 years later, or 17 years later than that, but 19 years after GCSE Results Day, I did a degree I really wanted to do when it suited me. I did my computer science degree, aged 27, still went on to get a good job that I advanced in fairly quickly. I was a teacher for a number of years, moved up to like senior positions within schools, decided that still wasn't for me. Now I do this. Now I don't make a lot of money doing this, but I enjoy it, and I didn't need any qualifications to do this. They didn't, when I decided I wanted to become a YouTuber, or when I decided I wanted to write a book, YouTube and Amazon or Google or whoever else, they didn't say, Kev, see the problem here is you've not quite got the right grade in your German GCSE, so I'm afraid this just isn't going to be an option for you. Because no one does. I've interviewed many people over the years, I've been interviewed many times, I've had many jobs. Never on any of them has anyone ever looked at what my GCSE results were. I mean it when I say this stuff that you got today, it's just about that next step on your journey through education. See, said I wouldn't say it again. So if you got the results that you wanted, well done. You've done really well, you obviously deserve them. I hope you enjoy what you do next. If you didn't get what you wanted, if you want to chat down in the comments, we can have a chat down in the comments, we can talk about your specific circumstances, but ultimately, if you didn't get what you wanted, then it's time to just sit and have a little think about what you might want to do next. And the big message is, it might feel like the worst thing ever right now. It really isn't. Things generally work themselves out. As long as you work hard, as long as you use this setback to motivate you towards whatever you end up doing next. And if you've made mistakes this time around, make sure you don't make those mistakes again. Study harder, work harder, pick better subjects, do the stuff you enjoy, then you'll make up for this in no time. And seriously, 2-3 years down the line, when you're finishing the next stage, whether that's you're picking up your A-level results, or you've finished your college course, or you're finishing your apprenticeship, you won't even care that what your GCSE results were. It'll all be about what you did then and there, and then when you move on to the next step, you won't care about that one either. And to really hammer that point home, that building behind me there, that one there, that's where I picked my A-level results up from 17 years ago. I do vividly remember that because that was important, because that was the last set of results I got from anywhere for like 9 years before well, no, longer than that. 9 years was when I started uni. So it's like 12 years later I got my degree. So I remember that one. 2 years earlier, I was at this school, I got GCSE results, because I have the certificates and I have the little result slips, it's all sat in a folder at home. So I definitely came here, I just can't remember it. Genuinely don't remember what part of the building we were in. I don't remember anything about the day. I don't remember if I came on my own or with my friends or my parents. I don't remember whether I was pleased or disappointed. I don't know what day of the week it was. I just don't remember anything about it. Because I guess, my brain just realised it just didn't matter. And I did good, and I still don't remember it. So, there you go. Let Kev's subconscious be your guide, your GCSE results. As long as you can do what you always plan to do next year, or as long as you can do something you'll enjoy next year, or as long as you learn from the mistakes and do better next year, just take something from it, use it as a learning point, move on and learn the next thing. That's all it's about. So, yeah, it might feel rubbish now, and there'll be lots of people trying to cheer you up, and I guess this goes into one of those trying to cheer you up videos. But seriously, take it from someone who has been involved in education in all sorts of different sides of it, different stages of my life. I can honestly say the least important part was those GCSE results, and regardless of what I got in those, they wouldn't have stopped me doing anything of what I did next. They would have accepted me onto my degree without any. Anna's a good example of that. She starts her degree in a couple of weeks' time, and her GCSE results are pretty poor. She'll happily hold her hands up herself and say that she didn't do well in her GCSEs. She experienced a lot of bullying, wasn't there a lot, didn't do very well at all. And over the course of, I don't know, the last, what would it be, 8 years, she's gone back and redone her English GCSE, her Maths GCSE. She's gone and done a level 3 qualification in media and computer game stuff. She's been accepted onto university now. As part of that, she's still got to redo science GCSE next year. But the fact that she didn't really get any GCSEs way back when hasn't stopped her from being able to start the degree that she really wants to do now. And there you go, she should be doing this video. She's a better example of today than I am, because she's still going to get to do her dream degree and get her dream job afterwards. So if you did well, thumbs up. If you didn't, just learn from it, try harder, come and have a chat if you want to, but ultimately it'll all be fine in the end, and you probably won't remember it anyway, which is, I mean, I'm a bit worried about that.